Hey, it's Tracy, and I'm hopping back in here because, oh my gosh, somebody called me out on this. Someone called me out on this. If you missed the last podcast, you know that I talked about Halloween and how you can prep your dog for Halloween and how you can let your dog off the hook for Halloween. And one of my Canadian friends reached out and she was like, "Hey, Tracy, what about Thanksgiving?" And I was like, "Say what now?" And she said, "Yeah, Thanksgiving. It's this weekend." And I said, "Oh, Thanksgiving? That's coming up? I have to go shopping." Right? That was my first thought. I mean, is it just me or does Thanksgiving just creep up on you? It's this weekend. Canadian friends, it's this weekend. Thank you, Allison, for pointing that out. And I thought, she's right. We got to talk about Thanksgiving and some of the things that you can do to make your fearful dog super thankful that you've got their back this holiday season. Let's get into it. Are you worried that your fearful dog may hurt someone or something else? Do you have to prepare just to take a walk around the block? Hi, I'm Tracy, and I too had that dog. The one that you could only walk at nighttime when no one else was around. And I felt ashamed. And oh gosh, I wish that people could just see the dog that I know and love. I wanted the confidence to be able to walk my dog and not have to worry about who or what was around the corner. And I kept telling myself that if I just keep doing obedience drills and distracting with treats, that things would get better. Until I found the secret. Fear is not something that you can train out of a dog. In this podcast, you will find tips to help build your dog's confidence naturally, communication and understanding to foster that trust, and how to address those fear-based behaviors effectively so that you can enjoy a stress-free life with your dog. So if you're ready, stop chopping those chicken wieners, grab your notebook, and let's get to it. Hello, hello, hello. It's Tracy. I am super thankful for Allison for reaching out via email, sending me a quick message. She literally probably saved Thanksgiving for the Frankens. Thank you. Thank you, Allison. You know the sad thing, as a sidebar, the sad thing is I noticed the turkeys. Like I was in the grocery store and I was like, look at all these big bins of fresh turkeys. It didn't register. It didn't. I wasn't like, wonder what turkeys symbolize. Nothing came up for me. Nothing came up for me. But thank you, Allison, for taking the time to send me a note and remind me about Thanksgiving, because she's absolutely right. Thanksgiving is another time where we may feel the need or the want, maybe it's a want, that we want to include our dogs in the tradition of Thanksgiving. And if you are someone who hosts Thanksgiving, has lots of family or friends coming over for Thanksgiving, there might be a part of you that wants to include your dog, because I know you. I know you. I know that you want a life of inclusion for your dog. And I want to kind of set you free a little bit. I want you to know that I feel you in this regard. Like I feel you in this regard. I want a life of inclusion for my dogs. I want my dogs to be able to be around all these other people. And for the most part, most of my dogs are. And I'm going to let you in on a little sort of behind the scenes of what our Thanksgiving looks like when we were hosting it here at our house. If you don't know, I have a lot of dogs. I do have a people fearful dog that we are always conscientious about, but I also have Noofs. And the Noofs are just hairy and slobbery. That's just part of who they are. Now, we love it, right? Shout out to anybody who's got hairy, slobbery dogs, right? You know, there's just certain things about owning those dogs that we just accept. We accept the fact that there's probably going to be some drool on our clothes. We accept the fact that there's going to be hair everywhere. We accept the fact that our baseboards are hair and slobber combined, because the slobber really is kind of like a glue, right? And when you combine, like on your baseboards and on your walls, when you combine the slobber with the hair, it becomes sort of like its own art piece, really. That's what happens. So why am I telling you about the noofs? Because my noofs, I will tell you right now, flat out, not fearful. Not fearful. They are like big, we call them mobile carpets. They just kind of lay around. We have to step over them periodically. They move around. Not fearful. But with my family, when my family comes over, we have to make some changes, and we have to make some, we do some altercations. No, that's not what I meant. Alterations, hard words, on how our dogs are in our home. And the reason for that is because my sister and my brother-in-law and my nephew, they have a dog. They have a small dog. They have a little dog named Minnie, and they're very used to Minnie. But they're, I would say, and I mean, I don't know if they listen to this, but I would say they're not really big dog people. And the reason why I say this is because whenever they are over and my noofs go over to say hello, they usually coil into themselves onto the chair. And then they do, I'm trying to do it like, I'm doing it here. You can't see it, but they kind of do like a flicky motion with their hand. You know, they put their hand up and they do this flicky motion, and they have this like, go, 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 go. Because I mean, they just don't want the drool on them, right? And if I'm being 100, I internally am like, how are you so mean to those dogs? They just want to say hi, right? But I get it. Don't get me wrong. I get it, right? You don't want drool on your turkey. I get it, right? That's not true. We don't allow the dogs near the table, but I'm joking. But the point is, I get it. So we actually have to make some changes, because if I just kind of let things go and I let them kind of go, ooh, get with that, like that scowly face that they make when they do it, it offends me. And then Thanksgiving is off to a rocking good start. So I intentionally, again, it's nothing that the dogs are doing wrong. I intentionally sort of make changes to who's going to be out at what time, if I know that certain people are coming over. So we may actually put the noofs in another room. We definitely always, this is a hands down rule for Rue, our people fearful dog. She's always allowed. She's always given an out. Rue has a safe zone, a safe haven that is in our room. It's in her crate, and she knows without a shadow of a doubt that if she starts to feel uncomfortable, she can always retreat back to our room and be in her crate where she wants to be. But generally speaking, we don't do that for the noofs unless we have, family over that doesn't want dog slobber on them. I mean, how are we even related? How are we even related? Am I right? But I digress. My point is this. Choose your battles. Okay. In a lot of cases, especially when it comes to having like family or friends over, choose your battles. If you are someone that is working with a fearful dog, there is a good chance that even though you want to have this life of inclusion with them, they actually don't want to be there. So the number one rule for me for any dog that is fearful is they always have to have a safe place. They have to have a comfort zone that they can retreat to. That place has to be designated as a no-go zone. So if you have family coming over to your house and they are small kids or younger kids, the rules have to be, under no circumstances are you to ever bother the dog if they're in their crate or their safe zone. That's the number one rule. And that rule should never be broken, whether or not it's Thanksgiving or just friends coming over. That is the number one rule. If you can stick to that rule, you're going to see that your dog now feels a little bit more like they have a little bit more autonomy in their life, where they can choose to go someplace else. And you'll be surprised, my friend, on how often they choose to use that. Right? Rue is constantly leaving. Rue will leave the room if our conversations get animated. She'll be like, I'm feeling uncomfortable. She'll go in and we'll find her in her crate, peacefully sleeping. This is where she wants to be. The humans are getting amped up. They're getting crazy. I don't want to be there. Right? So choosing your battles essentially means, there's choosing your battles. I choose my battles for my big dogs because, again, they're not fearful. They're not people reactive. They're not anything. They're just over zealously loving dogs that happen to have a drooling problem. They can't help it. It's who they are, right? And if I'm with people that aren't into that, then I will quite often just put them away. It's all it's gonna do if I leave them out. It's just gonna be me getting upset because people are making gross faces at my dogs, and my dogs, I'm like, don't make gross faces at them. Like, that hurts my feelings. That's on me. I don't think it affects the dogs at all, actually, but it affects me. So I'm gonna be upset, right? Me being upset is going to change the vibe of the Thanksgiving, right? And in essence, is going to dampen the experience for everybody. And because we know that our dogs pick up on that, I don't want that for my dogs either, because my dogs are going to start to feel on edge, especially if I'm constantly going, guys, go lie down. Go lie down. Just go lie down. Like, I have this, like, they don't love you like I love you. Go lie down. Like, nobody needs that. So I will quite often just put them away. And you know what? They're okay with that. I mean, occasionally my one dog, like Echo, used to whine or scratch at the door because she wanted to be with me. That did happen. But generally speaking, like, I can put Nigel in another room. He's like, I'll sleep over here. I don't care. Right? He's fine. Rue usually on her own decides to leave the room. We will quite often put Irie away as well, just because he'll be running around like a maniac wanting people to play ball with him. And the company I keep in this moment for Thanksgiving, my family, isn't into it. Am I going to allow how I feel about it? Like, I don't want people, being that way around my dogs, but it's not their fault, right? So the choice I make for holiday get-togethers is I'm just going to put my dogs away. And it's okay, because it's not forever. It's for in my case, we don't have anyone staying over, but it's not forever. It's just for dinner. And when I do that, and I don't have to worry about it, and I don't have to worry about what they're like doing with the dogs or any of that stuff, or if the dogs are drooling, or if the dogs shake their heads or whatever, I don't want to. I don't need to hear like, ooh, about the dog drool. When that happens, and I can focus on just having a good time at Thanksgiving. My dogs aren't bothered by it. I'm not bothered by it. We get through the meal. And after everybody goes home, we bring our dogs back out. We sit, we have our coffee with them, and everything's fine. Right? The dogs don't hold grudges. That's the main thing. Dogs don't hold grudges. People will. People will hold grudges, but your dogs aren't going to hold grudges about it. They're going to move on. So the moral of the story is, I never use holidays. I mentioned this with Halloween, but I'm going to mention it for all holidays moving forward. Never use holidays as a moment for training. It's not a good time to train. Emotions are usually running high. You're worried about making a perfect turkey or whatever your family is, people, if you have a family that likes to have alcoholic beverages, that changes the way people move. So your fearful dog isn't going to like that. I mean, so many variables that it's not a training moment. Now, I will say this, and again, thank you, Allison, because I'm running a bit late, I guess, on this. These are the reasons why, if you have a fearful dog and you haven't already started setting up a comfort zone, you need to get on that. You need to get on that, my friend. Even people will be like, I don't want to put it in a crate. Then don't make it a crate. I don't care. Make it a small little X pen. Make it it's a comfort zone. It's not a prison. It's a comfort zone. They like it. So make sure that your fearful dog has that comfort zone, and make sure they're already practicing the skill of knowing that they have at their own what's the word I'm looking for? It's not coming to me. #menopause. The autonomy. They have their own autonomy to be able to go, I can leave this situation if I want to. You let them, encourage it. Make sure that zone, that comfort zone, their crate, whatever it is sacred. I want you to look at it as sacred. And once they start to get that pattern of predictability, that is sacred, no matter what. See, that's what it's going to do for you. If you allow your dog to hang out in their crate where they're comfortable, and people come and nobody touches them, that does get to be a life layering event where they go, there was a lot of noise and a lot of stuff going on. I retreated to my crate. No one bothered me. I didn't die. And it becomes a thing. So there you go. This is a quickie. Maybe. I don't know. How long have I been talking? It's quick for me. It's quick for 15 minutes. Quick for me. We're going to end it there. Thank you again, Allison. Hey, if you are not a pen pal with me, why aren't we pen pals? We should be pen pals. Make sure you go to beyondobedience.ca. Hang on that page for a little bit. A pop-up thing is going to come up. It's going to say, do you want to join the Canine Chronicles? Put in your name and your email. Connects us so that you can point out things like, hey, Tracy, did you know it's Thanksgiving this weekend? Thanks, Allison. I'm grateful for you, Allison, for letting me know. Thank you so much. And as always, if you enjoyed this podcast episode, share it out to your friends, my fellow Canadians. Share it out to all your dog-loving friends before Thanksgiving. Let them know it's Thanksgiving. Do a Canadian a solid. Let them know it's Thanksgiving. But share it out. If you like this episode, please be sure to give me a 5-star rating on Apple. It really does help push the podcast out to more and more dog lovers like you and me. And as always, get out there today and be the person that your dog thinks you are, because your dog thinks that you are amazing. And so do I. Have a amazing holiday weekend to all my Canadian friends, to all my American friends. Prepare. Use this episode to be like, Thanksgiving's coming. I'm going to create that comfort zone for my dog right now. And I'll see you all next week. Bye for now. Cheers. Oh, and one more thing. This podcast is meant for entertainment and education purposes only and is not meant to replace hands-on professional training. If you're really struggling with your dog, please be sure to reach out to a professional in your area for help. All right, I think that's it. Bye for now.